Welcome back, everyone, to Pontos Fathom Hobbies. This is Season 16, Episode 6 of Tainted Grail. We are playing from the Red Death expansion. So we were able to start our Chapter 4, Part 1 quest. We've left the caved-in sewers where we were able to not only get our canal rat skills, but we were able to navigate under the Red Gate. Now we're into, it looks like a revitalized version of the city, like we've gone through some kind of time portal distortion thing. We're in the Splendid Mausoleum. We're going to continue our exploration there. That's in section 431. So again, we see that this is the tomb of Arthur is here. The Splendid Mausoleum is the tomb of King Arthur. We're passing through the red tattered banners. We see Arthur's subjects frescoed with brass and Arthur himself depicted in gold. When you avert your eyes from all this glory, you see a gate open before you leading to the tomb to the north. So we can go look around. There are strange tracks on the ground. Go to verse 5. The hall was thoroughly looted. Charcoal marks smear the frescoes. And there are some darker spots in several places as if something was stolen from here. Oh, could it be the Grail? I think Maggot has the Grail. Oh no, I'm having some weird destiny thing here. Is there something weird going to happen to us? It must have happened long ago since the floor is covered with a thick layer of dust, save for some tracks of small animals. If you have first contact status part 1, do we have first contact part? We have first contact part 1. Go to verse 2. So verse 2 says, if you look carefully, you notice the bloody prints of human feet almost covered by a layer of dust. Near the entrance to the once hidden passage lies a broken, rusted blade of a cruel knife. So we get to roll this die, and we get to add our components. If our result is 5 or more, our result is 6, so we can go to verse 12. Verse 12 is, as you examine the walls, you notice a small slit in the right of the entrance. You slide your knife into it and hear a quiet snap. A line appears on the wall. You put your hand in and pull, a hidden door opens, revealing a passage. Gain the Tomb Part 1 status. So let's gain the Tomb Part 1 status. Tomb Part 1. Tomb Part 1 and Tomb Part 1. Okay, and gain the Tomb Part 1 status, go back to the start of the location and make another choice. Okay, go back to the start of this location, make another choice. Okay, so we can look around. We did that, the strange tracks. We can go into the unnamed tunnel. We did that. Check the right wall. Requires Tomb Part 1. Okay, let's do that. Check the right wall. This is the once hidden tunnel. We did that one already, the once hidden tunnel, right? That was 10. That was with the levers, right? Okay, so let's try this one. We have Tomb Part 1, check the right wall, go to verse 23. If you don't have the Tomb Part 2 status, go to verse 20. We don't have Tomb Part 2. You notice a red mark on the floor. It certainly means something, but you're not sure what. Retreat. You'll come back here again when you know what awaits you. Step on the red mark or step over the red mark. Okay, so let's step on the red mark and go to verse 27. I don't know the difference really. So I guess it's a trap or not, who knows. So step 27, you step on the red mark and something clicks inside the wall. You jump back, but nothing happens. Gain the Tomb Part 2 status. Okay, gain the Tomb Part 2 status. So we stepped on the red line. Tomb Part 2 status. Tomb Part 2 status. And the Tomb Part 2 status. Okay. And now we're going to go back to verse 23. If you don't have tomb part 2, go to verse 20. Otherwise, read on. You open the hidden door and entrance to it. So we stepped on the red line, and it opens a hidden door, and we enter a narrow passage. After a few unnecessary turns, you find yourself before a wall blocking the corridor. There are 2 levers on it. Choose as many options as you want. Switch the first lever. Place or discard a larger marker on this location. Switch the second lever. Place or discard a dial. Or set this on this location card. Or return to the hall. Okay. Return to the hall and make another choice. Okay, so let's put a marker here. A quest token. And a marker for now. Alright. Return to the hall and make another choice. That seems weird. Go back again. Check through the gate. Go through the hidden tunnel. Go to verse 10 again. Go through the hidden tunnel. After a few yards in the cramped corridor, you suddenly stop, noticing a sprung trap. 3 bent rusted spears protrude from the walls. You progress with more caution, but there aren't many other traps. Soon you enter a small chamber. There's nothing here except for 2 levers. Approach the levers. Again with this. Pull the lever down, pull the lever up. So we pull the lever down, we put a North Guardian here. Go back to the start of the location. Okay, let's enter through the gate. 17. You enter a tiny room. It's not beautiful as the hall. You can open the door in front of you. Go to 6. Go to verse 6. If you have first contact part 1, go to verse 7. Go to verse 17. You enter the tiny room. Let's go to open the left door. Go to verse 13. You're in a small room with a relief depicting an armored man with a great helm. Pull the levers. Go to 14. Okay, let's try a different sequence. So we're back in 14. There's a brass knob, an iron knob, and one without a knob. So let's go the reverse order now. 5, 2, 5, 2, 4. Let's check out 5, 2, 4. And we go to this in the Book of Secrets. 5, 2, 4. 5, 2, 4. 5, 2, 4. When you pull the last lever, you feel a draft of stale air on your face with a strange power. We did this one already, 5, 2, 4. We're supposed to do 4, 2, 5? Or is it the same? 4, 2, 5. Go to verse 13 in the Splendid Mausoleum. We gain 1 terror, so we can gain 1 terror. We go back to verse 13. Pull the levers again. Let's try 2, 4, 5. So we're going to do 2, 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. When you pull the last lever, you hear a loud crack from inside the wall. A moment later, some hinges squeak in the neighboring room. Gain Tomb Part 3 status. And go back to verse 17 in the Splendid Mansion. So I feel like we're finding the way to flip the time back in the other direction or something weird like this, right? Tomb Part 3 status. Tomb Part 3 status. We have 6 of these tomb statuses we have to do. Tomb Part 3 and Tomb Part 3. Let's keep going. Tomb Part 3 status. We go back to 13. Verse 17 in 431. So we're back to the Splendid Mausoleum. 431. Verse 17. In a tiny room. It's not as beautiful as the hall, but still astonishing. The golden candelabras stand under the facade. There are doors leading to the left and right. Open the door to 13, or open the door to verse 6. Open the right door only if there's no guardian die N in this location. You have the tomb part 3 status. Go to 30. So we can first go and, okay, we'll first pull the lever. We'll remove the guardian status again. Then we'll go back to 17. We have the guardian 3 tomb status. We go to verse 30. So that's what we'll do. We'll go to verse 30. Okay, you stand in a chamber full of decaying wooden benches, facing a wall covered with a tapestry. The cloth is faded. The artist used so much golden thread that most of the art is still legible. 3 doors are slightly ajar. We're going to take the narrow passage, verse 19. Take the narrow passage, verse 19. The passage is narrow and low. It's also quite long and turns several times until you lose your sense of direction. Finally, you enter a small, unadorned room. There are only 2 levers there. Pull the first lever, place or discard a red marker on this location card. So we're going to place a red marker here. Second lab, discard a dial or a quest token. So we can remove the quest token. And then make another choice. Go to verse 30. Why don't we go to verse 4 this time? We'll go back, go to verse 4. If there's a quest down this location, go to verse 15. Otherwise, go to verse 9. Another room. It's painted red and gold. Both colors fighting for dominion on the wall. It looks garish, but you define it moves forward. If there's a quest token set to 5 on this location, go to verse 25. The walls seem off. If there's a small red marker on this location, go to verse 11. Go to verse 11. Place or discard a dial token. Put a quest token here with set 5. So we're going to put a quest token here, set to 5. A quest token set to 5. Put it here. And then it says go back to 9. If there's a quest token set to 5, go to verse 25. God, this is such a maze. A simple corridor looks closed to you. Go through the door requires tomb part 5. Go back or press the stones. To the left, there are 3 symbols covered in stone. A sword, a crown, and a spear. You touch them and discover you can press them. So let's see where they take us. It's 4. No, it's 185. 185. So Book of Secrets 185. This is a quite mazeful one. It says, did you press the sword? Yes, 169. Right, 169. Yes, we pressed the sword, 169. You hear a snap. The door opens behind you, budges. Gain the tomb part 5 and go back to the splendid mausoleum. So tomb part 5. I think we're like trying to open the combinations to his tomb. I don't know what the heck is going on, guys, to tell you the truth. This is just meant to be disorienting of a chapter. It's like it's just making sort of random turns and things, and some of it is the combination to get you there. So it's almost like it's undecipherable how to reenact it. So we're going to go back to 25 in the Splendid Mausoleum. A simple corridor, press the stones. Do we have tomb part 5, right? Tomb part 5. Okay, let's just go through to verse 21. You enter a chamber, looking around for new levels. You're not walking in circles or pulling random stones. You're feeling exhausted. It's a clever trap. Okay, we go back to the tomb. Go back to 21. Oh, no. I'll go to 185 again. Ugh, does seem like we're going in circles. 185. I'm going to check again, I guess. 185. Did you press the sword? Yes. Did you press the sword? No. Let's say we did no this time. Did you press the crown? We'll say no. That's 159. Did you press the spear? Let's say, did you press the spear? Let's say yes. You hear a click and unexpectedly the wall to your slide moves slightly. You get the Gain the Tomb Part 4 status. I guess we're just having to go through all the combinations. Okay, so here, the Tomb status 4. Tomb status 4. And then we just need Tomb status 6, I guess, right? Maybe that's going to unlock Chapter 2. Tomb status 4. Go back to Splendid Mausoleum again. You feel like there's something grinds inside the wall. Okay, we go back to 25 again. Room 25. Right? Verse 25 in Splendid Mausoleum. A simple corridor leads you to a closed door. Go through the door. No. We'll press 185 again. We go to 185 one more time. This time we'll split it the other way. 185. We don't press anything, I guess. 185. Did you press the sword? No. Did you press the crown? No. Did you press the spear? No. Go to 140. You hesitate and, in the end, didn't press any of the stones. Should you reconsider? Go to verse 185. What the heck? Let's press this 185 again. Press the sword 169. 169. You hear a thwump. We got that already. Verse 132. We hear a thwump. We got that already. And verse 185, 112, 212. Did you press the crown? 169, 169, 152, 159. Did you get the verse of the spear? 132. 132. And we go back to the Splendid Mausoleum again. Okay, we go back to Splendid Mausoleum. Last time. We're on 16 minutes of grinding here. Splendid Mausoleum. 25. Go through the door that requires Tomb Part 5. We did that already. Press the stones. Go back to verse 9. In another room, there's a quest token, wall marker. What's this? Requires Tomb Part 4 status. We have it. We can go to verse 29. This is new. The entrance is dark and the tunnel appears before you. Enter the tunnel. 32. There's a large purple marker on this location. If there's a large purple marker on this location... Oh yeah, we have a purple mark on this location. And it says Part 6 status, then discard all markers and dials from this. And we're going to go to the final view here is 5, 3, 4. 534. Book of Secrets 534. If you don't have Tomb 6, go to verse 556. Otherwise, read, a motionless hulk in red armor sits under a wall. You feel their eyes following you, but the warrior doesn't budge. You ignore them. You focus on your surroundings. You're in a great underground chamber. Its ceiling is painted to resemble a cloudless sky with dozens of birds. The walls depict a full forest of game, and the floor is covered in gravel. In the middle of this unreal forest, a wonderful tomb made of red marble stands. Atop, there is a sculpture of an old man with a sword resting on his chest. The golden ruins say Arthur, the king who returned. Approach the tomb 516. If you have upper city status 1, there's nothing more to find. Otherwise, read on. You approach the tomb and study the reliefs of its surface. They seem to be arranged in chronological order. First, the carnage of a plague-struck city. Then, the ship departs for Avalon, leaving behind many who found no place on board. What follows are scenes of bitter despair that end with a single ship appearing on the horizon. The king returns to his subjects, takes charge, restores order, and commands them to build a city within a city, surrounded by thick walls. If you have the age part 1 status, we don't have any age statuses. Upper city part 1, do we have upper city part 1? No. .506. You have no doubt that the king depicted by the statue is not Arthur. Even though his physical transformation, he was taller. The sculptor seems quite capable. His lack of skill is probably not to blame. This leaves only one option. There's only one way to know for sure. So we don't have any of these. I don't know how we'd guess. So I'm going to end the turn for now, guys. I got to check into what happened in the rules. But let's leave it at this. We've got we're still exploring the Splendid Mausoleum. We've been through many mazes. I'll re-coordinate where we are in the rules. We'll check you guys out in the next turn. Thank you for making it this far, guys. Go check out the links below. I know that there's some errata in this game, so we're kind of working our way through it, but still having fun playing it. Hope you guys are enjoying it. I'll see you in the next game. Bye.